All right, everything's recording now, so good morning. How you doing? Everybody okay? Hope so. Put this just a little further back and a little further over, and we're gonna do the whole subscribe, like, all that fun stuff, bell button. Hate having to ask, but nobody does it if you don't. Well, I don't even think anybody's watching these things. But, we'll do it anyway. Last time I looked, I had a whole 28 subscribers, and I was hoping for 2,000 or 3,000. It ain't going to happen. Because these movies, videos aren't anything anybody wants to know about over and over again. So anyway, we're going to talk about Yes Man. Photo should be up there someplace, if I've done it right. So this is a 2008 movie with Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey is a miserable bank teller when they start, and he turns out to be, I got to move the page, crazy stupid thing. Yeah, they call him Carl in this movie. So Carl is a miserable bank teller, loan officer. He ignores everybody, his friends, everybody since his so-called divorce in the movie. And, he does that through a little bit of the movie. It's kind of boring, kind of funny the way his attitude turns. No, man, no, man, no. So he ends up going to this seminar. I don't know the guy's name that did the seminar, but he goes to the seminar down at the local convention center because of a friend of mine. His convinced him to go by throwing a rock through a window, yes man type thing. So he ends up making a pact with the guy at the seminar, so he has to say yes to everything or bad things will happen. Oh boy, here's where it gets interesting. So he runs around for the better part of the movie saying yes to everything to get him out of his comfort zone, get him out of his house. He ends up doing all-nighters because he got more people asking him to do things than he knows what to do with. He gets emails asking him to do things, and he does those too, like learning guitar, learning how to fly, going to see a band. The first thing he says yes to was taking a homeless home to Elysian Park. It sounds like L.A., but he ends up taking this homeless person to L.A. or to the Elysian Park, lets him use his phone to death, and he runs out of gas and has to walk back to a gas station because he gave all of his cash to the homeless because he's saying yes to everything. He ends up meeting the girl, which turns this into a romantic comedy. He ends up meet a girl on a scooter. She ends up giving him a ride back to his car and dumps the gas into his car and a helmet. And they make out because he asked. Kind of funny parts. And then he ends up running around saying yes to a lot of things. It makes it interesting the way it works. And then when he ends up seeing the band that he said yes to go visit, he ends up finding out that she's the lead singer in the basic bad band. Sorry, it's coffee time. I got that red cup hoping it'd blend in with the back wall. It doesn't work. Anyway, so they run around. He finishes his plane pilots. He gets to get a guy off the cliff because somebody asked him to, and it turns out to be a pretty interesting movie. He ends up going to Nebraska on a vacation because she asked him to. They meet at the airport and just pick any destination, whatever the first flight is at a certain time, and they end up in Nebraska. They go to a football game. They go see chickens plucked. He ends up falling flat on his face. Then they end up walking down a dirt road and end up hiding from a rainstorm, and he says yes to her moving in, and later on they find out that it's not what he wanted to do. Well, at least they think that. So anyway, they damn trope. So like it feels like I got a frog up in there. Must be just me. Must be just me. Anyway, so he ends up getting arrested by Homeland Security, and he has to call his lawyer friend to fly out there and explain what's going on, and it turns out to be a pretty good movie. Sometime in the movie, he has to say yes to his neighbor for helping, and then she doesn't have any money. She picks not having money and ends up, making things all better. Funny way. So you'll have to figure out what that is, because it's suggesting things that probably didn't really happen, but it's funny the way they did it. So after that, he gets taken advantage of by his friends to throw an engagement party or bachelor's party for his friend's girlfriend. There's all kinds of twists and turns and comedy in this movie. I definitely go watch it, but I'm kind of partial to Jim Carrey movies because I grew up with Jim Carrey because he did a lot of good ones in the whole thing. And towards the end of the movie, Carl and his girlfriend make up, and turns out to be a pretty interesting movie the way they said. And then he goes out to the funny part of the whole movie, the part I like towards the end. He goes out with a truck, sets out in front of the conference hall where the teacher's doing yes, and he's got everybody saying yes to life or yes to everything. So they end up asking everybody if they want to donate their clothes they're wearing to serve the cause. So they end up donating their clothes and go into the end of the conference and at the end of the movie. And then when the host comes out, he starts his little speech, and he realizes that everybody's mostly naked. And he stops mid sentence, and that's it. Oh yeah, there's car races. There's a DeLorean or a motorcycle show off thing type going on. They do running photography in the morning. Play a band away at night. It's really got some twists and turns to it. Really should go watch the whole thing. So anyway, this is a Warner Brothers Pictures. They released it December 9th, 2008 in London, and they released it December 19th, 2008 in the United States. Then December 26th, 2008 in the United Kingdom. It ran for 104 minutes. It was United States, United Kingdom, English movie. They spent $70 million to make it. That makes sense from all the stuff they had doing in there. Then they made 223.2 million at the box office, so they did a pretty good job. Well, I'm partial, so I'm going to give this a 6-star rating because it's funny, it's good, it takes care of everything. It does everything you expect a funny movie to do, keeps you on your seat laughing. It's really something that I recommend you go watch. So I don't think I have any news or things to say anymore, so we'll just go ahead and pop this out, and we'll see you on the next one, whether it's in a month or in a week or in a tomorrow. Either way. Oh, one more. Here you go.
Off with your head!
There you go. Anyway, so we'll see you on the next time. Goodbye.